Oh, good.
We're going chasing.
Hello there, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Hello, now, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Now, we have a lot on the agenda, lads, so we'll cut the chase and get straight down to the business.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of We're Going Chasing. We're looking at the Dublin Racing Festival, a bit of an anti-post preview. It's an unbelievable weekend of racing. 8 grade ones, very few horses coming over from England, mind you. Maybe one in the Juvenile hurdle, but certainly all the best Irish horses, or the vast majority of them, are going to be out over the course of the weekend. And it's a great weekend, really, just even socially, Killian, isn't it?
Yeah, savage weekend with the extra bank holiday that they added in on the Monday. So I'd say when Leopardstown heard that, they were delighted.
Yeah.
Couldn't have worked out any better for them. Like, it gets attendances. I know this Sunday struggled a small bit in previous years, even though there was probably better racing on it. But they've landed a nice one there now. They'll probably get a bigger crowd this Sunday than a Saturday.
Yeah, quite possible with the Monday there. And there's actually more and more English coming over the whole time. It was very noticeable. Last year there was a lot of English there. And they see the value in the weekend, and they see the good racing. And like, people talk about trying to get crowds coming racing. Really, the bottom line is the quality of racing. If you have real good, genuine racing, people will come, and it's probably the best 2 days of National Hunt racing throughout the course of the whole year, Killian.
Yeah, I agree with you in terms of compactness. You have 8 grade ones
Yeah.
across 2 days, and I think I saw somewhere that is it 26% or 27% of advance tickets sold were English.
Really, yeah.
I think Leopardstown said that during the week. So like that's a fair amount of English coming over. And I'd say they're predominantly like there's no one coming just Sunday from England anyway, because they won't have the bank holiday. So they're all coming. There's a lot there Saturday, and there was a lot of English there at Christmas as well, I thought. Even though there is very good racing in England in Christmas as well, but
Yeah.
there was a lot over, and I think the Irish racing product is very good at the moment. So
Yeah, but it's very reasonable too. If you
Yeah.
compare the price of a ticket for Dublin Racing Festival, not even forget about Cheltenham, it's about, I'd say, it's less than half the price of a ticket for Cheltenham. But
Yeah.
even if you were to look at your standard Saturday meetings in the UK with maybe one grade one, or a Premier Handicap or something like that, the Dublin Racing Festival ticket is very comparable in price to something like that, and you're getting 4 grade ones. It's very affordable. Now hotel prices and whatnot for English coming over might be a different story. But I suppose if you look around, you will get cheap accommodation. But look, we're looking forward to a good weekend. We said that it would be worthwhile doing an anti-post video, just really looking at the prices, looking at the markets. It's nearly more so just to get people's minds thinking about it, as much as anything. Historically, really, it's a favourites festival, really. Favourites go very well there. I don't have the exact numbers on the amount of favourites that won of the 14 races last year and the year before, but I'd say it would be upwards of 8 of the 14. I'd say so. It really is a favourite backer's dream, really. And there's one man there coming to mind, a great listener of the podcast, Jack Carr. He does love the sharp prices. But we're just going to start off on the Saturday. We've got the Nathaniel Lacy novices hurdle. Favourite is Predator's Gold at 5-2. Lochlin is there 4-1. Jatara, who's improved immensely really over her last 3 runs, is 6-1, and is interesting over this trip. I will be by 9-1. Il Atlantique 10-1. I know that I'm very sweet myself on Predator's Gold. He was second here at Leopardstown over Christmas. Bet 6 lengths by Caldwell Potter over 2 miles, and 2 miles is not this horse's game. I think it says a lot about him that he's, after finishing second in a grade 1 over 2 miles, I think he's going to be much better over this trip. And he would, for the first grade 1 of the weekend, he'd be my idea of a real solid selection, we'll say. I think you feel similar enough about him as well, Killian.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's very good, and I was flummoxed when he went back to 2 miles at Christmas, but going back up to 2 miles 6 for this, it should suit him well enough. Like I think Loch Lynn is a very strong stayer, but I don't know, is he going to run here? Um, and like Jatara, she's as grand and all as she is, that I still find it find it hard to see her win this. It'd be a great story if she does, like its owner breeder there. So um, be nice to see them win it, but um, I'd be surprised. I think he's a solid favorite, and I'd imagine he'd go off a bit shorter as well, as long as something like Ballyburn, Il Atlantique, reading Tommy wrong, doesn't run.
Yeah,
I think they're the main three that should, like, if one of them runs, they any of them will be favorite instead. But
yeah. It's probably
hard to
hard to
see either of
see.
the two Lawlers horses
Yeah,
running. I'd say Ballyburn will run over 2 miles, to be honest. So
yeah. I'd agree with you because Willie has the top two in the market there as it is.
yeah,
And both of them horses have ran in the Lawlers. They don't need another run right away. And then Ballyburn, as you said, would you'd imagine be over 2 miles. So 5-2, like, and we'll be talking about much shorter price favourites later on. But 5-2 is a fair price on him. And he's 20-1 for the Albert Bartlett, don't forget, which
yeah.
is a
Well, I think
savage.
he goes off a lot shorter if either of them three don't turn up.
Yeah,
Um, so it's just a question of how you want to play it there. But he'd be my idea of the winner anyway.
yeah, yeah. I'd fully agree with you there. Moving on, then we've got the 2 mile spring juvenile hurdle. The next grade one, Stormheart, 6-4, 7-4, Calaconti, for the Rob Core team, 7-2, Salvador Mundi, 4-1, Bunting, 7-1, Carguess, best price 8-1, Mighty Bandit then, who was quite disappointing at Christmas. Also 8-1. It'll be interesting to see if he can bounce back. But relatively open there, a short favourite, but after that, a lot of them are in around a similar price, Killian. And we were agreeing in the first race, and I believe we're going to be agreeing here too.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a good sign or not? I like Cargies. The Kinney Alexander filly. I think she was
Cargis. Cargis even.
Cargess. Fine.
Cargis.
Okay, I'll call
Cargis.
her Cargies. I think she was very impressed with Christmas. Like we said it on the last anti-post video for Cheltenham that you put her up for the Triumph Hurdle. Her and Caliconte pulled a mile clear. Sorry, they pulled a mile clear after the line. They couldn't be pulled up. They went about 2 furlongs out in the track again. And considering how hard Cargies pulled during the race, I'd say that was a fair performance, and I'd say she's a very strong stayer. It's a similar horse to Gallimar Soul as well. She won the race last year. Now, Stormheart was very impressive winning in Punchestown. Was it Fairhouse? Wherever he won anyway. So like he's probably the right favourite, and I suppose Calaconte did beat Cargies, but I think that they'll meet on £3 different terms now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be. I'd say Cargies will reverse that form. It'd be nice to see the English horse come over. Burnett Road. Um, like he was very good in Cheltenham when he won, but I suppose I find it hard to get a gauge in that form a bit.
Mm.
Um, geez, I know he's favourite for the Triumph. I don't really like him for it, to be honest. Like he's had an awful lot of runs since the start last year on the flat, and like, oh, you can say he's battle hardened, but he's coming up against lightly raced Willie horses that he sort of cajoled into it. I don't know. I wouldn't like to be on him unless you were on at a big price.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd actually agree. As I said before, I went to you, we were in agreement here. The thing is, like, not only is Cargies getting the £3 from Calaconte and meeting on level weights back with a £3 swing, only bet about a length the last time. But I think just even from an experience point of view, that was her first run in Ireland. She won a grade 3 in France, all right, but she was a bit keen early on. If she settles a bit better, that bit of experience under her belt, £3. Like, she's 8-1. Calaconte is 3-1, 7-2. I think Cargis is a smash in each way bet. And that's how I'd see the race as well, Killian. If we were moving on, then we would be looking at the Irish Arkle, Killian. Marine Nationale 7-4 on, found a 50, 9-2. One horse was all blue across odds checker here on Wednesday night at 6:20 is Gaelic Warrior 11-4, 5-2, 3-1. We were speaking just before we went on air, Killian, and we were going through the races very briefly. And you said to me the Gaelic Warrior is 5-2 and 11-4, and I says he's not. I'm looking at it here, and he was 6-1 earlier on today, and the money has well and truly come. I just took a little refresh of the page for all the blue to come on, so he's 5-2. And then you can look a bit further if you want, but there's probably not a whole point in looking at the likes of Quilixius, Ileta Toms, possibly, and Blood Destiny. But I don't think there's a need to spend too much time at this. My angle on it earlier on, when I thought the Gaelic Warrior was 6-1 and that I thought he was going to come here, and it still is my angle, is wait for declarations, wait for Gaelic Warrior. If he's declared brilliant, he'll get a better price than Marine Nationale and then back Marine Nationale. Because I don't think Gaelic Warrior will beat him over 2 miles going left-handed. And that'd still be my angle on it, Killian. I don't know if you can overcomplicate that any more than that.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
know, I
relatively
know.
straightforward.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I know Willie was saying, oh, he won he won over 2 miles this last year, but he won a handicap hurdle, like, and he was thrown in as well. So, like, I don't think you can say, oh, that proves he goes left-handed around Leopardstown. Um, Probably because the back straight is so long and they've a long enough running, it mightn't exaggerate his jumping to the and turning and hanging left maybe as much. I think Marine Nationale is smashing, and like he's probably he even though he had wind surgery and he wore a tongue tie the last time, you'd maybe worry his wind isn't great, but I think on nicer ground we should get in Leopardstown. I'd imagine he'll just pick Gaelic Warrior off. He'll have too much speed from. He's definitely a faster horse than Gaelic Warrior. Like
Mm,
fences have made Gaelic Warrior faster, fine, but he was still looking like a probably at least a 2 mile, 2.5 mile horse over hurdles. So like, how fast have they made him? Um,
yeah.
Quilixios,
I
if he runs, could easily run into a place. He's a very good jumper as well. But it depends how many runs in it. Like, I'd say we won't get an awful lot. Like, you probably have to like say Sharjah, my mate Mozzie. And I think he's going straight to Cheltenham, but he should run this and just try and hoover up a bit of prize money.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. For me anyway, I think if anybody likes Marine Nationale, I think you should be crossing your fingers for Gaelic Warrior to turn up here and you get a better price. And you'll see get the same end result, would be my view on it. The Irish Gold Cup is the last grade one that we have on the Saturday. Gallopin des Champs, 2-1 on, faster, slow, 3-1, 11-4 in places. Jerry Colombe, who was well beaten by Gallopin des Champs at Christmas, comes in there at about 6-1. Gentleman's Game for Mouse Morris, best price 9-1. But I think there's sort of vibes around him that he may be going straight to the festival based off
Yeah, the
what
mouse.
Mouse has been saying over the
Mouse said
last
he's not
week or
going.
so.
Yeah.
And then you come into the likes of Conflated and Jungle Boogie. And it would be quite disappointing if either of them were to go and win. Um, but Gallopin des Champs, Killian, at 2-1 on, you're keen enough.
Well, like faster slow just isn't going to beat Gallopin des Champs if Gallopin des Champs makes the run. Like
Yeah,
the two, we said it after Christmas, like the two times faster slow has beaten him, Gallopin des Champs was held up and they tried to restrain him. Like he won a Gold Cup probably in spite of himself last year, being held up. Like when he was loud, like you go back to his beginner's chase when he absolutely trounced them in Leopardstown, like just bounce out, use his jumping as an asset, and go out and win. Like he's a huge engine, and they did it at Christmas, and it worked a treat. He hammered Jerry Colombe. Like at the end of the day, Jerry Colombe's a 170 plus horse, like, and your man's absolutely smashed him. Like, so now he probably didn't run up to that on the day because of, I suppose, Gordon was sort of dipping out of form at that stage as well. But there's no chance Fast or Slow beats Galloping the Champ. Is Jerry Clomey even running this? Did Gordon say before he was going straight to Cheltenham?
Gordon hasn't said.
Did he say it around Christmas? He probably go straight to Cheltenham.
I'm not sure.
I
He's a
can't
horse
remember.
that took his race and well last year
He
anyway.
did, yeah. They should run him in this, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they're going to. Gentleman's Game isn't going to be there. Conflated probably doesn't matter. Jungle Boogie could easily, like Jungle Boogie improved a lot for the last day and beating
Yeah.
Classic Getaway, and like they've obviously got him right now. Like, I can't see Fast or Slow beating Galloping Deschamps.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I'd say, and now Galloping Deschamps has probably made a complete idiot out of me anyway, so I'd probably ignore this. But I was quite against him for the Gold Cup last year because of how he won at Leopardstown in the Irish Gold Cup prior to it. He looked a speedier horse. I doubts over him staying, and I was wrong then. I thought he'd win a Punchestown and Fast or Slow bet him. I was wrong then as well. He went to the John Durkin and he finished third, and I probably thought he'd win that day, so I was wrong as well. And now I did think that he'd probably win at Leopardstown at Christmas. But the one thing I'd say is, and now I do have a tendency to be wrong on this horse, so um, what I would say is he was so impressive at Cheltenham last year, and he's after getting back to such a high level at Leopardstown at Christmas. Can those two huge runs take a lot out of a horse? Like, can he get back to that level, particularly in March again? Like, if he comes out and he runs to a rating of 180 plus, 182, 183, like how much is this taken out of a horse? Because the age-old adage is about the Gold Cup and how much of an effect it can have on a horse. And I don't know, I just feel the fact that he's after hitting such a high already this year, how long can he sustain it? Because he couldn't sustain it towards the end of last year.
Yeah, well,
And I know
I
that was
think.
Punchestown.
Yeah,
But
well, I'd write Punchestown off as he's ridden wrong. Like, Galloping Deschamps will win every Grade One over 2.5 to 3 miles in Ireland or England over fences if he's ridden forward. You won't know about the Gold Cup until he goes into the not the unknown territory because he's already stayed the trip, but like until he has to go to the well in Cheltenham with 2 furlongs to go, when you go past the 3 miles, you won't know until if Galloping Deschamps is the same horse. And like it's fine going around 3 miles on a flat track like Leopardstown. That's not going to be a problem. He's going to produce, if he's ridden the same way, he's going to produce the same performance against Fast or Slow that he did at Christmas, in my eyes. And it's
okay,
just a question of going to Cheltenham, that when he has to go to the well for that extra stamina reserves, is it
yeah.
going to be there? Because it mightn't, but I probably will be, and I'd say he will win the Gold Cup. But
Yeah, well, I do expect him to win it next weekend, really. But at 2-1 on, he can go and win, and I'll enjoy watching it. The first Grade One then we have on Sunday is the Ladbrokes Novices Chase over 2 miles, 5 furlongs. More open race this. Grange Clare West 2-1, Fact to File 5-2, Gaelic Warrior. I think we can probably put a line through at 7-2.
yeah,
Willie's got such a good hand there in the race, and he's got a weaker hand, we'll say, up against Marine Nationale. I think Gaelic Warrior is going to be going to that 2 mile race. Then you have Facile Vega, Corbett's Cross, Favori de Champdou. Grange Clare West was very good over Christmas, Killian. It's probably, will you take him on? Will you take him on with Fact to File? He'd probably be the obvious one, but it's hard to see anything too far down the market again. As we said at the start of the podcast, it is a festival for favourites.
yeah, it is. Like I think Grange Clare West was very good at Christmas. Factify was very good as well. I don't know, is there much splitting them? Like, it depends if Factify mightn't be off in this. You don't know what they're going to do. But like, aside from the two of them that are going to be at the top of the betting, because like even if Facile Vega goes up on trip, he's not going to beat either of them. And Gaelic Warrior won't be there. I don't know what they're doing with Corbett's Cross. Then it's 16's bar. But I'd be interested in Ilate Thompson if he ran. Um, he's gone out to 25s now today, but like he won here over 2 miles last year. He chased home Fast Vega there. Like he ran a good race at Christmas, really, on over 2.5 miles on that ground. And even if you think he's a 2 miler, like he should get, like he got the trip at Christmas in Limerick on very bad ground. He's going to get an extra furlong in Leopardstown on nice ground. Um, and I just don't know, is there a huge gap between him and the likes of Active Isle and Grange Clare West? I wouldn't think there is. And if he
Hmm.
did run, I'd be interested in him, but I don't know, is he going to run?
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Certainly would be interesting if he ran, but I'd say he'd be better suited to 2 miles and dropping back in trip. But look, he's got so many horses in so many different races, it's hard
For
to
sure, it's
figure it
the
out
Willie
exactly.
Festival, like, yeah. And like when you have the biggest trainer in the UK afraid to run a horse there because of that, it says a lot about UK racing too. Like,
You can't resist. The Ireland novices hurdle. Ballyburn 5-4, Farron Glory 5-1, Caldwell Potter 5-1. No flies on him 6-1. Mystical Power won't be running there. You'd imagine 7-8-1. Slade Steel a decent price at 10-1. And then you're looking at the likes of Daddy Longlegs, King of Kingsfield. Ballyburn is definitely the one they all have to beat. I think he stepped forward a huge amount from the first day where he was bet by Firefox. And he probably does set the standard off that run. Now, what I would say is Caldwell Potter is probably a smashing each way bet to nothing, probably. At 5-1, I'd be surprised if he was out of the first three. He won here obviously at Christmas. Now it was on heavy ground, but he also won at Navan in December on heavy ground as well. But if you were looking at, we'll say his family and Mighty Potter, and if you're going through the brothers and the sisters and whatnot, they're a lot, they're good on good ground too. So I wouldn't be writing them off because of the better forecasted ground. I think he's got a right chance. He's a great horse, with a great attitude. And if I was looking at taking on Ballyburn, and there are options, there definitely are options to take him on with. I'd have Caldwell Potter very close to the top of the list. And it wouldn't surprise me if the likes of Daddy Longlegs, came back to form on nice ground. Or even King of Kingsfield, who seems to be improving the whole time as well. They've sort of unlocked the key to him.
yeah, I don't think I could agree with you less on Caldwell Potter, to be honest.
Really?
Like if he was 6-1 third favorite, let's say they lined up Ballyburn, Farron Glory, Caldwell Potter, no flies on him. I don't mind Mystical Power, Slade Steel, Daddy Longlegs, King Kingsfield. I'd be place laying Caldwell Potter. No,
Would you?
I don't think he's better than any of them.
Do you not?
Yeah, well, maybe he's better than Daddy Longlegs. Ballyburn is definitely better than him. I suspect Farron Glory is better than him. No
Would
flies
you?
on him could be anything. Like he could be a serious horse. And I'm pretty sure Slade Steel is better than him. And I'd say King Kingsfield is too, since they've unlocked the key to him. Um, I'd say if you gave Jack the option of Farron Glory, Caldwell Potter, and King Kingsfield, Caldwell Potter would probably be his third choice.
No, I wouldn't agree with you.
I know he won a grade one, but Farron Glory was going to hose up an entry. That'd be a double grade one winner. And then Kingsfield is a brand new horse. He's beaten Mirazor West. Um like he
I think you're being unbelievably harsh. Like
I don't think so. Like I
he's
think he
one.
was lucky. It was a nothing race. Like I don't know, can we greed an awful lot into that grade one? Like effectively three horses finished. Like
Yeah, and he's beaten what I consider a 3 miler by 6 lengths in
yeah,
Connacht.
over two
So
miles though, even on bad ground, it's still
yeah.
a 3 miler
Now,
beat
but
losing to a
like
2 miler.
Killian, if you go back even and if you look at his first run, he was bet a length and a half by It's For Me. We haven't seen this for me since, but I consider that to be very nice form. If It's For Me was running, I'd be very keen on him. Like just look at what Caldwell Potter has done since. I think his form there is 2-1-1. And I can see what you're saying. He might be cut for toe a small bit. It's a possibility, but I think he's a very, very solid
Well, I'm
option.
not even sure if it's cut for toe he'd be, but I just he's won a grade one and fair play to him, but I'd say there's a few better than him as all. Like I think Ballyburn is the business really. He was unbelievable at Christmas. It was a savage performance. He'd take another step forward. He'd be very hard to beat. But like no flies on him. Like he was really good at Christmas as well in a maiden, and like he could easily be a grade one horse. And then I think Slade Steele is a grade one horse, maybe not over 2 miles, but like if he can if he's able to lie up with them, he's going to be a very strong finisher.
Mm.
Same with Farron Glory.
Yeah,
So
I
I don't
wouldn't be
know.
gone in Farron Glory now.
Well, like he won the Royal Bond and he was going to win an entry,
Yeah,
and
but
I just like he has had plenty of runs. Like he said, two goals in grade ones now, and he's a very good horse. And he's a strong stayer at 2 miles.
yeah,
Maybe he might be caught for a
I'd
little bit of
fancy King
bait.
of Kingsfield to turn that farm around, I'd say. Um, with Farron Glory, he was bet length and a half, and like Antobber was back in third that day, bet 2.5 lengths, and he's not a 2 miler.
No,
So
and I agree with that, but
if you're going to be knocking the form of uh Potter, based off a 3 miler and uh based on the 3 miler Predator's goal being 6 lengths behind him, then you've got to look at Antobber, I reckon, who's not a 2 miler. No, he's only bet 2 or 3 lengths by
yeah, fair
Farron
enough.
Glory.
I just think Farron Glory is better than Galway Potter, to be honest.
Okay. Well, the one horse now I'd be sure that he'd finish ahead of would be Farron Glory. So and I do think even aside from that, I think he's a fair bet. But it'll be interesting. I couldn't see Farron Glory, not in a million years could I see Farron Glory finishing ahead of him. So it'll be interesting to see what way that pans out. Um, that probably wraps up that. We've got El Fabiolo then, who is going to be quite straightforward, really, in the Dublin chase, isn't he, Killian?
Yeah, he is.
There's nothing more really to
I
say
don't
there.
think so. Like, it's probably try and guess a game of who's going to follow him home.
Who do you
Be
go with?
great to see Fernie Hollow in it. I don't think are we going to get him. He's 25 to 1.
There's a bit of blue there now. Paddy Power gone into 12 to 1 today on him.
And Fernie Hollow,
Yeah,
really?
which is a bit of a sign. And there's a blue there on Betfair as well.
Well, they're the one
Betfred.
price. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see Fernie Hollow run, but whether we'll get him or not, it's another thing. Yeah, impossible to see El Fabiolo beaten. Um, the two JP horses probably battling out for second. Captain Guinness was too bad to be true at Christmas.
Hmm.
And I could see him bouncing back. Whether he'll be good enough to beat Dino Blue or Gentleman Jimmy, I
Killian
don't know.
giving another Henry de Bromhead chaser another chance.
Sorry,
We've seen this playbook before.
with what?
You giving Henry chasers
Well, I'm not
chance
giving him
after
another chance. I'm
chance
just saying
after
he'll
chance.
bounce back, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
but
know, will he beat Dino Blue? I'd say if Fernie Hollow runs, Fernie Hollow could come second. Like, Fernie Hollow could beat him. Like, Fernie Hollow is amazing. It's just a question of how much the injury is knocked out of him this time. Wouldn't it be
yeah,
great to see him come back and win?
it would be savage to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it would be savage to see it. I'd
Like,
probably go with Gentleman to Me as the one there to put it up. If anybody can put it up to El Fabiolo. Well, Fernie Hollow obviously is that unknown quantity
yeah, but
to a
like
large
it
extent.
just I
But
was thinking there, like if the Bob Ollinger has obviously came back this season and he's won two races when everyone wrote him off. Like him and Fernie Hollow ran against each other their first day over hurdles. Like, wouldn't it be great to see Bob winning the Irish champion hurdle and Fernie Hollow win the Dublin chase?
wouldn't that be something else?
There should be some throwback.
Yeah, yeah, it would. And to Dublin or the Irish champion hurdle then is the final race, the final grade one of the weekend, and probably doesn't need much conversation either, Killian.
No, well, I suppose there's a bit of conversation if Empire Pass goes to the international in Cheltenham this weekend, but I don't think he is. It was a bizarre tweet from Simon Munir saying all set for Cheltenham, and then everyone piled on, and then the tweet was deleted.
Mhm.
So not a good look for Simon. It looks like he's going to run against Stateman. Imperial Pass won't beat Stateman. Nothing
No.
will beat Stateman. I'd love to see Bob Ollinger run in this.
Yeah,
Like I think He's a completely different horse this year than he was last. You can't look at him going bad over 2 miles against. Is he beaten by Cashback? Like you can't take that as literal. Like the horse was completely broken last year. Like
Yeah,
and what he did at Cheltenham was very, very impressive, and he looked to be all speed again, like he was when he won the
it'll
Ballymore.
be
So
great.
he deserves a go over 2 miles in a Grade One,
He
and
does.
this is the perfect chance. 6 weeks before Cheltenham.
Yeah,
Um, and like imagine he won Bet Statement. I don't think he would, but let's say he did. Like you get to have a go to come second to Constitution Hill then in March.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
if he did,
it should be the
it
greatest
would
comeback
be,
of all
it'd
time.
be an
Now I know he's
unbelievable
biased.
comeback.
He's probably my favorite ever horse. Like, but
Yeah,
uh, I'd say it'll be unbelievable. I
it would
combust
be. Uh,
spontaneous combustion above in Leopardstown on Sunday. And you won't be there the Sunday, unfortunately.
no, I won't.
You'll be there Saturday.
I'll be there the Saturday. You'll be there both days.
I'll do the 2 days. Yeah.
Good man, good man. Yeah, and we'll be talking to you again next week. I'm sure before it, anyway, we'll be doing a preview. But I'd be in firm agreement there. I'd love to see a volunteer turn up here.
Yeah. Even if
And
he's hammered, I don't. I just want. He deserves to go.
yeah, give him his go. Give him his go.
If you're
Yeah,
listening, Rob Corr, please run Bob on the Irish champion.
please. Or beg him. Right. That's all so for this week. I hope you enjoyed listening to that. We'll be back on Saturday with a very short video. I've one Cheltenham selection. Then we'll be back fully really on Monday with our weekend review, our performance rankings. And then towards the end of next week, we'll have a look at Dublin Racing Festival again before it kicks off.
Yeah,
So
that might be in 2 videos as well. One on Thursday night for Saturday racing and one on Friday night for Sunday racing. That's the plan at the moment, anyway.
yeah, I'd be happy enough with that if we can make it work. We'll do our best to make it work. But for now, anyway, lads, that's all from us. Thanks very much, as always, for listening, and the best of luck with whatever you're doing over the weekend.
Thanks a lot. Good luck.
It's Honeysuckle and